What if I told you that fear has been quietly making your decisions for you? Many people are not failing because they are weak. They are failing because fear is holding the key to their heart. In this video, you will hear a simple story. But inside this story is a lesson that can help you empty your heart from fear and calm your mind. The English will be simple, so you can also practice your listening and understanding. So, sit comfortably. Let the noise of your day become quiet for a moment. And listen. The boy with a heavy heart. In a busy modern city, there lived a 6-year-old man named Leo. On the outside, his life looked normal. He had a job in an office. He had a small apartment. He wore clean shirts and carried a laptop bag to work every morning. But inside, his heart was heavy. Leo was afraid. He was afraid of many things. He wanted to speak up in meetings, but he was afraid of saying something wrong. He wanted to try a new position at work, but he was afraid he was not good enough. He liked a girl from another department, but he was afraid she would reject him. So he said nothing. He did nothing. He stayed where he was. Every day, Leo went to work, came back home, scrolled through social media, and watched the lives of others move forward. He saw friends starting businesses, getting promotions, traveling, getting married. He whispered to himself, maybe I'm just not meant for a big life. Maybe my role is simply to watch other people live. He said these words with a smile on his face, but his heart hurt every time. The missed chance. One day at work, something important happened. Leo's company was starting a new project. It was a big opportunity. The manager came into the meeting room and said, "We need someone to present our new idea to the clients next week. Who wants to take the lead?" Leo's heart jumped. He knew this could change his life. He had good ideas. He understood the project well. This was his chance to be seen. For a second, he thought, I should raise my hand. But then fear began to speak inside his mind. What if you forget your words? What if they laugh at you? What if you make a mistake and lose your job? What if everyone sees you as a failure? His heart started to beat faster. His hands felt cold. He could feel sweat on his back. Before he could move, another colleague raised his hand. The manager smiled and said, "Great. Thank you. You will be our presenter." The moment passed. The chance was gone. Leo sat there, silent, pretending nothing happened. But inside, a quiet voice said, "You did it again. You let fear decide for you." That evening, Leo went home, lay on his bed, and stared at the ceiling. He felt something heavy on his chest, like a big stone pressing down. He closed his eyes and whispered, "I am not weak. I am just afraid all the time." The old man in the park. The next day, Leo felt tired and empty. He left the office early and walked to a nearby park. He just wanted some fresh air, some space to think. The park was calm. Children laughed in the distance. Birds sang in the trees. People walked their dogs or sat on benches, enjoying the afternoon. As Leo was walking slowly along the path, he noticed an old man. The man looked around 70 years old. He had white hair, a gentle face, and a small, thin body. But on his back, he carried a very large, old backpack. The backpack looked heavy. The old man walked slowly, step by step. From time to time, he stopped and took a deep breath, as if the weight was too much. Leo watched him with curiosity. He thought, why is he carrying such a big backpack at his age? After a while, the old man reached a bench under a tree. He slowly took off the backpack and placed it on the ground. Then something interesting happened. The moment the backpack left his shoulders, his whole body relaxed. He sat up straight, rolled his shoulders, and smiled. His breathing became calm and deep. He looked peaceful, almost light. Leo felt drawn to him. He walked closer and asked politely, "Excuse me, sir, that backpack, it looks very heavy. Why do you carry it?" The old man looked at Leo carefully. He saw the tiredness in Leo's eyes. Instead of answering right away, he asked, "Young man, tell me, why do you look so heavy, even without a backpack?" Leo was surprised. He tried to laugh, but his voice was weak. I guess I've been carrying fear for a long time," he said softly. "I'm afraid of many things. Afraid of being judged. Afraid of failing. Afraid of not being enough." The old man nodded slowly, as if he already knew. "Sit down," he said. "Maybe this backpack can help you understand your own heart." The backpack of fear. Leo sat next to the old man on the bench. The old man gently opened his backpack. Inside, Leo did not see clothes or food. He saw stones, many stones. Some were small, some were big. On each stone, there were words written in black marker. One stone said, "Fear of failure." Another said, "Fear of rejection." Another, "Fear of judgment." Other stones said, "Fear of change, fear of being alone, fear of not being good enough." Leo stared at them in shock. "What is this?" he asked. The old man smiled. "These are the fears I carried in my heart for many years," he said. "For a long time, I never put them down. They controlled every choice I made." He picked up the backpack and closed it again. Then he looked at Leo and said, "Put this backpack on." Leo hesitated. "Sir, I don't want to hurt you or break anything." "It's okay," the old man said gently. "Just put it on and walk for a bit." Leo slowly put the backpack on his shoulders. The weight almost pushed him down. It was much heavier than he expected. Now the old man said, "Walk to the end of this path and come back." Leo started walking. Every step felt heavy. His back hurt. His legs felt tired. He wanted to stop after a few meters, but he kept going. When he finally came back, he was breathing hard. Sweat was on his forehead. He carefully put the backpack down with a loud sigh. The old man asked, "How did it feel, heavy?" Leo said. "Painful. I wanted to stop almost immediately. It felt like the backpack was controlling me." The old man nodded. "That is exactly how you have been living," he said softly. "Your heart is like this backpack, full of fear, of old words, of old memories, of old voices from your past." He slowly opened the backpack again and pointed at the stones. "For years, you have been carrying every fear, every harsh word, every failure inside it. And then you wonder why every step in life feels so hard." Removing the stones, the old man pulled out one stone and handed it to Leo. "Read this," he said. Leo looked at the stone. It said, "Fear of failure." "When did you start fearing failure?" the old man asked. Leo thought for a moment. "Maybe in school," he said. "I once failed an exam, and everyone laughed. My teacher was angry. My parents were disappointed. Since then, I try to avoid anything where I might fail." The old man listened quietly. "And has this fear been telling you the truth your whole life?" he asked. "Is every failure the end of the world?" "No," Leo admitted. "When I look back, I learned a lot from my failures. They didn't destroy me, but the fear, it still feels real." The old man nodded. "The fear feels real because you are still carrying this stone," he said. "But you don't have to." He took the stone from Leo's hands and gently placed it on the ground. "Each time you face a situation that scares you," he continued, "you can ask yourself, is this fear protecting me or just limiting me? If it is only limiting you, you can choose to put it down, just like this stone." They did the same with other stones. Fear of rejection. Leo remembered times when people ignored him or laughed at him. Fear of judgment. He remembered cruel comments, looks of disapproval, harsh words from others. With each memory, the old man listened, asked a simple question, and then set the stone down on the ground. Finally, the backpack was almost empty. The old man smiled and closed it. "Now," he said, "put it on again." Leo lifted the backpack. It felt almost weightless. "Walk to the end of the path and come back again," the old man said. This time, Leo walked easily. His steps were light. He even started to jog. He felt free. When he returned, he was smiling. "It's so light now," he said. "It feels like nothing." The old man looked into his eyes and said, "Your heart is like this backpack. For years, you have been carrying every fear, every harsh word, and every failure inside it. You don't have to fight all fears at once. You just have to take out one stone at a time." He paused, then added, "When you empty your heart from fear, you don't lose anything. You gain space for courage, peace, and love. A new decision." Leo sat quietly on the bench, his eyes filled with tears, but they were not tears of sadness. They were tears of relief. "All this time," he said, "I thought fear was me. I thought it was part of my personality. Shy, weak, afraid." The old man shook his head gently. "No," he said. "Fear is not you. Fear is something you carry. And what you carry, you can put down." Leo took a deep breath. "How do I start?" he asked. "How do I become less afraid?" The old man smiled. "Courage is not the absence of fear," he said. "It is the decision to move with a lighter heart." He explained, "From now on, every time you face a scary situation, you can ask yourself, which stone is speaking now? Is it the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment? Then decide, do I really want to carry this stone today? If the answer is no, take one small brave action. Even if your heart is still shaking, that small action is you putting the stone down." Leo listened carefully. For the first time, fear did not feel like a monster. It felt like something he could choose to release. 1 year later, months passed. Leo did not become fearless overnight. He still felt afraid many times. But each time, he remembered the backpack. He remembered the stones. He remembered the old man's words. The next time his manager asked for ideas in a meeting, Leo raised his hand and shared just one simple thought. His voice shook a little, but he spoke. When he sat down, his heart was racing, but he also felt something new. Pride. One stone. He thought, "I just put down one stone." Later, he signed up for a small public speaking class. He almost cancelled on the first day, but he forced himself to go. He stood in front of a small group of strangers and told a simple story about his life. It was not perfect, but he survived. And he grew. Another time, he sent a message to the girl he liked, the one he had always avoided. He apologized for being distant and invited her for coffee. She said yes. They laughed together and shared stories. No magic, no movie scene, just two people talking honestly. Another stone put down. A year later, the company held a big internal event. They wanted someone to share a personal story about growth and courage. This time, Leo did not wait. He went to his manager and said, "I would like to speak." On the day of the event, Leo stood on the stage. Bright lights shone on his face. Many people were in the audience. His heart was beating fast. Fear was still there, whispering. But he smiled and imagined himself taking off a heavy backpack and placing it beside the microphone. Then he began. "I used to think I was weak, but the truth is, I was just carrying too many fears." He told them about the old man, about the backpack, about the stones, about learning to put them down, one by one. When he finished, the room was silent for a moment. Then everyone started clapping. Some people had tears in their eyes. One colleague came to him later and said, "Your story feels like my story too." Leo walked home that evening with a quiet heart. He knew he still had fears, but he also knew something more important. He was no longer their prisoner. Your backpack, your heart? Now, let's talk about you. You also have a backpack. Maybe you cannot see it, but you can feel it. What fears are you carrying inside it today? Fear of failure? Fear of rejection? Fear of judgment? Fear of not being enough? Remember this. Your heart was never meant to be a prison for fear. It was made to be a home for courage and peace. You don't have to remove every fear in one day. You don't have to become perfect or fearless. You just have to put down one stone at a time. Every time you choose courage over fear, you quietly empty your heart and make room for a better life. If this story touched your heart, give it a like so more people can find it. Comment one fear you are ready to put down today. Writing it is your first step to letting it go. Share this story with someone who is carrying too many stones in their heart. And subscribe to the channel if you want more simple stories that calm your mind and change your heart, one lesson at a time. Until then, breathe deeply, walk more lightly, and remember, you can always choose to put the backpack down.